One Ravens fan takes his passion worldwide.
Meet him Monday on Fox 45 Morning News.
Local soldiers back home at last.
We have a debt to try and push this show as far as we can.
And they're just getting started. Deep thoughts from the man who plays Jack Bauer. Hal Ripken is here in our studio for a special edition of Sports Unlimited. And will the dangerous weather reach Maryland?
Live from WBFF-TV in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Jennifer Gilbert. President Bush says he will not budge from his plan to send thousands more U.S. troops to Iraq, no matter how much Congress opposes it. But tonight, some local troops are back home, safe and sound. More than 50 National Guard troops from Baltimore got a hero's welcome at Martin State Airport this afternoon. Many are back home from a 2-year tour in Iraq. Christy Wicks is following this story. She joins us now live from the War Memorial downtown with more. Christy?
Well, Jennifer, as soon as they stepped off the plane, the soldiers were greeted with hugs, cheers, and tears from their family members. It was a day that couldn't come soon enough for that group of men and women fighting for freedom. As the plane descended from the air, the cheers from the ground nearly drowned out the noise from the aircraft's engines. With balloons and American flags flying proudly from their hands, husbands, wives, mothers, daughters, fathers, and sons got ready for something they've been waiting for months.
Oh, I miss them for the holidays. Christmas and New Year's just wasn't the same.
I'm elated, put it that way, yes. It was a trying time going over the holiday.
Many of these men and women were deployed in December 2004. Their jobs were to support other soldiers in Operation Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom.
I was worried about everything while I was over there, so just wanted to get home safe.
But their biggest joy wasn't just having part in stabilizing the war-torn country.
I'm surrounded by my own people, so it made me feel pretty good. I know they were taking care of me.
But being able to come home in one piece.
This is the first time we've been apart since we've been married 18 years, so it kind of hurt a little bit, but I got through it.
So kiss after kiss after kiss, there's some more things these guys are looking forward to.
I feel like going to sleep. Eating some good food.
Watching Desperate Housewives with him tonight.
Overwhelmed. I felt great.
And military officials say there is no immediate plan to send those guys back to the Middle East in the very near future. More great news for those families. Reporting live here at the War Memorial, Christy Wicks, Fox 45 News at 10.
All right, Christy, thank you. A Chestertown resident is honoring those who have died in the war in Iraq. Jim Barry began placing small white flags on his lawn on the Eastern Shore last weekend. Now there are thousands to stand to remember those who gave everything. When he was setting up the memorial, Barry worried that people might see his gesture as politically motivated, but not long after he started the project, he was given a signal that it was the right thing to do.
And when we were putting the flags up the first day, I was nervous. And then we got about a third of them up in a truck and went by. He honked twice, and I knew then we were okay.
Barry says his idea is inspired by the crosses at Arlington Cemetery. An investigation is underway after a drowning at a home at Fort Meade. Base officials say a 5-year-old drowned in a family housing unit. They aren't releasing many details, but a spokeswoman says that EMS personnel responded around 2 o'clock this afternoon. The child was pronounced dead shortly after at Howard County General Hospital. Paying respects to a Baltimore City police officer, a viewing was held today for Detective Troy Chesley. Chesley was gunned down outside of his girlfriend's house in West Baltimore last week. Another viewing will be held tomorrow from 10 in the morning until 6 p.m. at the March Funeral Home on Wabash Avenue. The funeral is Tuesday at 11 at New Shiloh Baptist Church on North Monroe Street. He will be buried at Delaney Valley Memorial Gardens. Baltimore businessman and philanthropist Harlow Fullwood Jr. has died. Fullwood died from advanced stages of diabetes at the Manor Care Nursing Home in Baltimore County. Fullwood was a former Baltimore police officer, a former Baltimore Colt, and Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise owner. He founded an organization called the Fullwood Foundation, which helped hundreds of students go to college. He was 66 years old. And more sad news from the world of sports tonight. The men's basketball coach at McDaniel College has died. Bob Flynn died suddenly on Friday of a heart attack. He was 49 years old. Flynn was also head coach at Cardinal Gibbons High School in Baltimore for several years and St. Mary's College. Well, the city is still reeling from the Ravens' early exit from the playoffs after yesterday's devastating loss to the Indianapolis Colts. Amy Fadul is here tonight with more. Amy?
Yeah, it still stings. Even though it's, yesterday, it still stings.
A lot of heads hanging low
I think it's going to hurt for a little while longer, until maybe next year. We'll have to see. Well, now, a little more than 24 hours later, it doesn't hurt any less for the Ravens or their fans. And today, it was packing day for the team as they prepare for the off-season, much earlier than they wanted. A somber scene in the Ravens locker room today, players packing up their belongings, piling cleats, shirts, and even souvenirs into bags and boxes. All good things must come to an end, but this is definitely not the ending that these players were expecting. The sudden end to their season has left some of the Ravens without a plan for the offseason, since they thought they'd still be playing right now and preparing for the AFC Championship game and maybe more.
Very stunning. I wasn't making arrangements for the Super Bowl yet, but I definitely was thinking we was going to be the team that was going to be in there, and I was looking down the line, how you just pick what teams you think are going to win in each bracket. I had already picked everybody to win, and hopefully we was going to be one of those ending teams in the Super Bowl this year. So for us to be packing our things up right now and to be going home is very disappointing.
Well, disappointment definitely the word of the weekend for the Ravens, but now they look to next year and making another run this season. We'll have more on the packing up of their regular season and their shortened playoff season. And special guest in tonight's Hall of Fame edition of Sports Unlimited, baseball's newest Hall of Famer, Cal Ripken Jr., will be live in our studio tonight in Sports Unlimited. Jennifer?
All right, we're looking forward to that. Thank you, Amy. Freezing rain, snow, and bone-chilling winds are making this weekend a difficult and deadly one for many in the Midwest. Ice storms have been blamed for at least 20 deaths, and it's not over yet. Sumi Das brings us the latest.
A strong Arctic blast, which has blanketed much of the Central Plains in Texas in snow and ice, has left thousands without power across the Midwest and is being blamed for several fatalities. 7 people were killed outside Elk City, Oklahoma, when the minivan they were traveling in hit some ice and lost control and ended up in the path of an oncoming tractor-trailer. In hard-hit Missouri, crews have been working non-stop to get people's power back on.
We left here last night, came back this morning. People that were on last night, they had lost power overnight just for trees falling.
The state's governor has declared a state of emergency, and National Guard troops have been activated. Meanwhile, one Oklahoma City church went the extra mile to help people navigate the parking lot after services.
We got the golf carts going. We're picking them up. We're taking them straight to their car. We're about to get some ice scrapers, I think.
Missouri residents need to brace for one more phase of this winter storm system. The National Weather Service warns up to an inch of ice could accumulate on power lines and trees. In O'Fallon, Missouri, I'm Sumi Das, Fox 45 News at 10.
Well, here in Baltimore, it was almost like another January heat wave today. Chief Meteorologist Vetus Reed is here with our first forecast. Vetus.
Well, Jennifer, talking about that winter storm moving across parts of the plains and then into the Midwest will be affecting us, but not in the form of snow or ice. We're on the warmer side of this system, so it looks like we're going to continue to see milder temperatures building through the overnight hours, but we'll definitely see a drop in the temperatures through the day tomorrow on Martin Luther King Day as this low brings in colder temperatures behind it. But a lot of snow that's going to be blanketed across parts of the Midwest and the Great Lakes region. They can see about 3 to 4 inches up to 6 inches up there around New York State. Now, for us, looking at some shower activity draped across the region through the night tonight, and then into tomorrow morning, we'll probably get a little more rain picking up through the morning, afternoon hours, so take those umbrellas with you. We do have some watches as far as flood watches back just around the Pittsburgh area. Nothing in Baltimore yet, but it looks like we're going to definitely get to see our share of rainfall. I'll have a detailed look at how this will affect us for the weekday coming up in just a bit. Back to you.
Have you seen this woman? Frightening details in the Baltimore missing persons case. Governor Ehrlich thanking Marylanders and looking ahead. And a suspect in a grisly crime discovered in a D.C. hotel.
Watch this week's NFL game on Fox 45, brought to you locally by Coors Light.
freedom is choice. The Honda Civic. Reverse your thinking.
I love using this now.
Sending pictures is so much easier.
Now, this really rocks.
What a difference Verizon Online DSL makes. Just $21.99 a month for 1 year. You'll get all that speed to enjoy your computer, camera, and tons of other stuff.
I click,
And I'm online right away.
I'm paying $21.99 a month for my Verizon DSL.
I can't believe I had dial-up for so long on this baby. Goodbye, dial-up.
Phone, broadband, TV, Verizon.
Share good news about good people. Hello, I'm Karen Parks, inviting students grades 6 through 12 to participate in the 20th Annual Champions of Courage Black History Month essay competition. Winners present their essays on Fox 45 and the CW Baltimore and receive a $100 savings bond at an awards luncheon. For details, log on to foxbaltimore.com. Tell us about your Champions of Courage.
Champions of Courage is presented in part by Toyota.
Toyota has lots to celebrate in 07. 50 years in America, 15 million Toyotas now produced in North America, and the 2007 Motor Trend Car of the Year, Camry.
Celebrate good times, come on!
Get celebration savings of $1,000 cash back from Toyota on gas model Highlanders, or choose APR financing as low as 2.9% on gas and hybrid models. Choose remaining 06 Siennas and get 0% APR financing for 5 years. Toyota in America, moving forward.
Right now, over half our suits and sport coats are on sale, plus hundreds of pants, sweaters, shoes, shirts, and outerwear, 20 to 50% off. Now that's a sale. I guarantee it.
The Men's Warehouse Winter Sale.
I've got 2 handfuls of marshmallows in Uncle Andy's mouth. If I put another 9 in Andy's mouth, what does it come out to?
Weeknights at 11:30 on Fox 45.
Police are asking for your help in locating a Northwest Baltimore woman. 47-year-old Cynthia Williams Putty of Granada Avenue was last seen January 4th. Police say her estranged husband, Gregory Putty, contacted Cynthia 2 days before that, but he is not considered a suspect. They also say 3 days after she was last seen, she called work crying and said she didn't know when she was coming back. Tonight, her family makes a desperate plea.
Cynthia, call us. You know, just call us and let us know that you're okay or something, you know.
Cynthia Williams Putty was last seen wearing a black coat, a white nurse's uniform, and carrying a butterfly print purse. Anyone with information is asked to call police. A North Carolina man is in custody for the gruesome murder of a 4-year-old child. Police found John Violet at a hotel in Washington, D.C. yesterday. Violet is accused of murdering and decapitating his 4-year-old daughter on Friday night. Police say Violet used his credit card to buy a plane ticket from Raleigh, North Carolina to D.C., and then they tracked him to a Holiday Inn near Capitol Hill.
Well, it's not very pleasant. It's not the kind of thing you want to encounter every day. We spent about 10 minutes planning how they could surround the building, get him out safely.
Violet will be held in D.C. until his extradition hearing on Tuesday. As Marylanders get ready for a new face in the governor's mansion, Governor Bob Ehrlich is saying thank you to supporters and friends across the state who helped him through his 4 years in office. Ehrlich admits he feels like he's leaving some unfinished business behind, but he says that he hopes his administration was a memorable one.
I hope they'll remember our administration as a successful one and an integrity-laden one. And those the two things go together for me.
Governor Ehrlich steps down as governor on Wednesday, and Martin O'Malley is getting ready to be sworn in as governor. Inauguration Day is this Wednesday. Inaugural festivities include a parade and performances at the State House by choirs from across the state. That night, the new governor will celebrate at the Baltimore Convention Center, dancing to the beat of the swing band, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. Well, this is the weekend that many are honoring the words and actions of Dr. Martin Luther King. Focusing on the civil rights activist's wish to unite people of every color and faith, members of Temple Oheb Shalom and Bethel AME Baptist Church commemorated Dr. King's birthday today in Baltimore City. Spiritual leaders hope they can continue a lasting bond between communities by working together.
We've been doing this for 4 years because we recognize that it's not a once-a-year thing, but it's about building relationships and friendships between communities, and that's what we've committed ourselves to do annually and on a regular basis.
Leaders from both faiths say Dr. King's dream is still alive, and it's up to everyone to make it a reality. As we approach the Martin Luther King holiday, the fund for his memorial in Washington is getting closer to its $100 million goal. Gifts from 3 corporations to be announced tomorrow will bring the fund to $76 million. Cigna, Shell Oil, and Verizon are each announcing $1 million donations. The memorial is scheduled to open in the spring of 2008.
Really is the basis of our show, is taking these kind of really well-defined characters and odd characters and putting them in these heightened experiences and heightened situations.
We're talking 24 with Kiefer Sutherland coming up on the news at 10.
And it looks like we are seeing a big winter storm making its way through the Midwest. Is that going to be affecting us? I'll have a closer look coming up in just a bit.
Tonight on Sports Unlimited, Fox 45 News brings you Cal Ripken live in studio. Find out what he says about the Hall of Fame and what it took to get there. Tonight on Fox 45 News at 10.
According to Jim, weeknights at 11:30 on Fox 45.